Go.
Right. Hi.
Hi.
It's so good to meet you. I'm so sorry for the weird way I introduced myself to you.
Oh, you're good. It's no worries. Hold on,
I had no idea how else to message you other than leaving you a comment, and when I did, I didn't think to actually leave any contact information.
Well, I mean, considering that, also my arm, there we go, there's my arm, I got it back. Considering the fact that you, I'm still trying to find ways for people to reach me on YouTube that isn't just the comments, and I wouldn't want you to leave any kind of personal or private information through the comments. So yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I could have at least left my email or something like that, because I don't mind if people message me on my emails or anything like that.
I mean, I guess it's fair. Though I know not everyone would probably be comfortable with that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I get ya. Wow, it's so cool seeing you run around in VR. And,
yeah.
If this gets into what listeners, I am looking at I'm looking at my friend here's stream, and being able to look around and see inside the world. It's cool. It's almost like MMO-ish, but it's from a really unique sort of first person kind of ish view. I don't know. Like
I said, if you want me to, I have a camera here. And that's actually how I can move the camera around like this. So if you want to see this is where I am right now.
Uh-huh. Look at that. Big fish.
Oh, big fish. That's a big fish. And yes, obviously we do use this map this is one of the locations that we use for our RP. The Fractured Realm. This is supposed to be a location for the gods to meet up and stuff. A neutral grounds, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah, that's so cool. This is so super, super, super cool.
Yeah.
I've always been so curious. So if you don't mind me just kind of jumping into it,
oh yeah, go for it.
To start off with, how did you get into role playing?
Okay, so that's an interesting question because I technically had tried getting into text RP before I got into the VR stuff. I tried it once. I didn't work out because long story short, my character was supposed to be connected to another character that was existing in the story. I was supposed to be a bodyguard for the king, and yet there were some actions that I was called out for that I apparently couldn't take. And I was like, okay, you know what, fine, even though I personally don't think it makes sense, because I should be here right by their side, I know this character, I should notice this, but apparently I wasn't allowed to, okay, but then later on another character who has no connections and was farther away was able to call it out, and they never got called out for it like I did. So I was like, okay, this just seems like it'd be too stressful, because this is literally my first session, and what the heck, you know? Because I always think when you're trying to tell a story, especially in roleplay, it needs to make sense.
Yeah.
And that was one of those, my first introduction to it, I was like, that doesn't seem to make sense. Okay, I don't think it's for me. But then, a few years later, I've been in VR chat for a few years now. And my best friend at the time, he was starting to get into roleplay. He had invited me and the rest of our friends at the time multiple times to join him. At first, I was hesitant because of what happened in the past. I was like, not for me. It just doesn't seem like it seems too stressful and not enough fun if that's all it's gonna be. But eventually, he was explained to me. He's like, hey, look, there's a casual, a social that you could join. You don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff with characters, with, story and all that jazz. It's just a social where you get to hang out in character, do wacky shenanigans. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm down for some wacky, woohoo, funny shenanigans. I'm always down for that. And that was when I made my first character, which is actually the character you see right now on screen. And I just had so much fun because I just kind of got to play her the way I wanted to play her. It was fun, and I got to be silly, and I never got called out for, oh, you can't do this, when I should have been able to do it, this and that. So yeah, I just had such a fun time that I was like, you know what, I want to do this again. And I kind of just kept coming back to socials, and then eventually I got invited to partake in this story that was going on, and I actually got to see what you can do with a story, like when you're actually telling a story with RP. I got to experience it, see, and it was just so amazing what I was witnessing. I was like, you know what? I think I want to give this another chance, because this just seems like it's so much fun. And here I am, about 5 years later.
That's fun. I'm glad that had a good turnabout, because it does suck when you're doing something and you someone goes hey, remember, and then someone else does the same thing and they get praised for it, and you're like, what the fuck?
Exactly. I was like, what the fuck? Because
it's like being at a party, saying a joke, no one responding, someone else saying the same fucking joke, and everyone laughing, and you're like, wow, I think I might start punching people in a minute.
Exactly. Because the way it was supposed to be, it was like a group of pirates, right? That's what the others were. And I don't know how, because obviously I literally just did the one session with them, but they somehow had a king on their ship. And I was supposed to be introduced as this king's bodyguard. I was their right-hand man, essentially. And, we had this Kraken shit that was going on, attacking the ship, but he was never being touched. He was not being attacked at all. And I had literally stated before that I would stay right by his side, because he's the only person I know. And I was saying, oh, well, okay, I would notice this, because I'm literally right next to him, But when I said that, the DM private, messaged me, a private DM was like, hey, so actually I can't have you notice that. And I was like, oh, I mean, I thought I was next to him because that's my job as the bodyguard, but okay. So it's like, okay, I had to erase that response and then replace it with, okay, I guess somehow I, got some distance. Maybe I got separated in the chaos, right? And I didn't realize that I had been separated because I was fighting the Kraken. Only for one of the pirates, one of the more antagonistic pirates, mind you, the ones that didn't trust him, to call that same thing out where it's like, hey, he's not being attacked. The same thing I called out. They just went with them like, what is this? What do you mean?
This sounds like? This sounds like someone made a deal with the DM to be to have the spotlight shown on them.
No,
shit like that.
I don't want to say that because the person who called it out, they're actually, I'm still really good friend. I'm still pretty good friends with them. They were younger, because this was a group of friends I made online. And this was one of the younger members, but they were really sweet. So I know it didn't have to do with the deal or anything. I think it was just the DM. That was being the issue. Maybe it was just favoritism, or maybe, I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm not going to blame the player.
Feel right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay, fine, player, you're off the hook. I was about to go after you.
Yeah. No, Lil, I got you. No worries. You're good, Pookie. I love you, Lil.
So, how did you, what was your interest into getting into, VR roleplay? What you, because there's, a lot of roleplaying you could be doing out in the world. I primarily roleplay in MMOs, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
And, I could go off and do forum roleplay or Discord roleplay, but I choose to do this one avenue. So, what drew you to VR roleplay?
I suppose it boils down to immersion. And also I think there's freedom, a lot more freedom in something like this versus doing text RP or RP in a VC or even stuff like in MMOs. Because the thing with VR, and I'll say specifically VR chat, I'm just gonna say specifically VR chat is here actually, you probably can't see it right now, so let me see if I could turn off my camera for just a second. But can you yeah, so this is my point of view, right? And I want to show this. first things first. There's
for my listeners, she's showing me her point of view and let me look around.
Yeah, I at least wanted to show like there's a lot of freedom when it comes to VR. For example, there's all kinds of maps that you can choose from and look for that you could do RP in, right? Like, and these are all made by people, by the way, like other players just like me. Just way talented, like very talented, obviously. Another thing with freedom is having the freedom to create your characters. Like I made this model, and I made all these models.
Right.
You know, like that's not even all of it. There you go. There's like more here. Like I'll show you. This is like one of my more creative ones recently. It's an Eldritch character. But
oh, look at the head.
Yeah, thank you. I even have like different toggles for screens. Like
I like that.
You know.
Oh man, this is for my audio only podcast. No one's gonna understand what I'm up against.
I know.
Have to like show pictures.
Yeah, if you want, I could. We could definitely take pictures later. I got you. Just let me know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot of freedom because there's all kinds of worlds that you can search for and choose from, like to do all kinds of scenes. If you know how to 3D model, you can again make worlds, but you could also make characters however you want them to be. Whether you're making them custom from scratch, or you can find assets online and then kind of Frankenstein your way through to making a character. That's what I usually do.
Oh yeah.
Here, let me also bring the camera back. There we go.
Right.
But it's more than that. It's also the fact of, like, it's more immersive. You get to actually be the character and do these, like, actions. You get to see these settings. Like, it's just a lot more immersive, in my opinion, but without having to go outside into the real world, you know, like and do LARPing. It's like LARPing, but in VR. So you get to do it from the safety of your home and from the comfort of your home. And you have all kinds of options that you can do, and you can play all kinds of characters that you can create. Like, it's near limitless what you can and can't do when it comes to VR.
I'll be honest, you're definitely selling it for me. Like, it sounds like a lot of fun, but like I'm so afraid. I don't like the sound of my voice.
Oh, me neither.
I don't know why I do. The only reason why I even do this podcast is just because it gives me a reason to like get in contact with people like you and talk about this.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm with you. I usually don't like my voice either. I'll be honest. At least not unless I'm doing stuff like singing and shit, because I do like to sing. I will be honest. Also, I'm just gonna make your icon a little bit bigger on my stream. That way people can see you. There you go.
Hi. I was about to say, oh, hi there.
There we go. Like the little crocodile, the alligator. But I don't know, like, it's just like, it's one of those things where like, say for example, I look back at my old VODs and I hate hearing my voice, because I will admit, if I, like, you know, I've learned a lot in the last 5 years of doing RP, and I was very cringy back then.
I mean, weren't we all when we first started? Right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was very cringy back then. But over time, you kind of just like get into like you kind of grow more comfortable, you adjust more with your voice and your character and whatnot, and you even get to experiment with new voices. Like, without doing this RP, I wouldn't have been able to learn all the voices that I currently do for my characters, including more. I'm trying to do more masculine voices now, because I have male characters I play, even though I'm a girl. But yeah, I think one of my favorite voices I do currently, for example, would be actually, let me get into character. I'll show you the character and everything. Where is she? Not that outfit, not the beach outfit. I don't want the beach outfit.
There
we go. Because I have to do the scientist outfit. You know, once it loads. VR chat,
well,
please. While it's loading.
While it's loading.
But yeah, you kind of just get to experiment with all kinds of voices. For example, this is Katrina Wasserman, a mad scientist, and I do a Germanic sort of accent for her.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is a very fun time. So,
if you don't mind me asking, really quick, like, how, like, what do you need to, because you're the very first VR role player I have ever spoken to.
yeah. Which I'm honored.
Would, like, yeah, you're my entrance to all of this. If I were to want to get into it, like, myself, like, what is all the equipment that I need? Because you need a lot of equipment for this, right?
I think when it comes to that, it really just depends on where exactly you want to go. And I had a feeling you're going to ask about this. Because technically, and I'm going to say this because I imagine you probably don't know, you don't need VR to play VR chat. I want to say this right. Yeah, you do not need VR to play VR chat. You can play with just your computer, desktop.
Oh,
hi, Kai. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, but yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no, you don't, I know it's crazy because it's called VR chat, but yeah, no, despite the name, you do not need VR to play VR chat. So technically, you do not need VR to roleplay. Now, there are some RPs out there that do make that a requirement because of immersion, especially when it comes to stuff like combat. However, not all role plays are like this. Like, for example, the one I'm partaking with my friends, the Fractured Realm, we do not you do not need VR to partake in our roleplay. We've had plenty, we've had friends who started off on desktop and now they've worked their way up, but that's because they wanted to, you know? Wait, does it say what the I literally changed it to Kai. What the hold on a sec. I gotta stop my stream.
Take your time.
Fancy yesterday. Gosh darn it. God damn it. What's going on with you, OBS? There we go. It should be fixed now.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
I have a love-hate relationship with Final Fantasy right now.
Tell me about it. I mostly love it. But man, Dawn Trail was rough.
I like the content. I have had an issue with the fucking community itself over there. That's where my problem lies. I actually enjoy Dawn Trail.
Okay, that's good. I've had interesting interactions with the community when it comes to Final Fantasy, because I've met some really cool people, but then there are those people, you know? Yeah. But yeah, no, when it comes to tech, you do not need VR. You might not be allowed to join in on, hold on. Oh, gosh darn it. Hold on, that's why. Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm doing this, in the middle of the thing. I didn't realize the title never changed. Give me a sec.
Yeah, take your time.
Susan, thank you. We love our scuff, right? We love our scuff. Okay, there we go. Now, it should be good. Now it should be
Hello,
good.
Everybody.
Oh, so what's up, Yeety? Welcome to the stream. There we go. Okay, back to what we were talking about, because my tech was making me get sidetracked.
Would you prefer, you yourself, do you prefer to roleplay with people who have the headset and the, I guess their controllers, or do you prefer it with people who just do computer or desktop?
I don't really have a preference, because I've RP'd with both, and I've never really had issues either way. Because, say if you're doing desktop, right, you don't have, the arms or the legs, that's when you would go more to describing your actions, right? Describing what you are doing. Which, to be fair, that's kind of how we do our combats and stuff sometimes in the roleplay anyway, so. It doesn't really change too much on my end, in all honesty. So I don't really,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I really have a preference per se.
I was about to say to jump.
Oh, I can do it. I can do it. Let's go. Because there's a shark below. I'm gonna die. Woo!
It's really VR
Oh.
sounds like it would be. Did you go into
Hold
the
on.
abyss? There you go.
There we go. I had to give it a moment. I was dying. Oh, nope.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. I guess the dying mechanic is broken here. That's good to know. Because normally when you fall into pit, you die from the shark. So, whoops.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool. So you can create like all sorts of worlds. So you're not stuck in any particular genre because like no matter what in Elder Scrolls Online, if I go to roleplay in Elder Scrolls Online, I'm going to be stuck in its genre, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't change. It'll never actually change besides for like, if you want a romantic scene or an action scene or whatever, that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
like I'm always stuck to this world's fantasy and I guess you're not at all like in any capacity.
Oh, absolutely not. Also, hi, Cryo. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, no, I am not limited to just like say a fantasy setting at all. Like, I could go. We've done RP in places like there's been high tech, like cyberpunk-esque cities. We've done obviously fantasy scenarios, like just simple woods to floating islands. We've done some in more modern day places as well, like just modern day cities or towns, neighborhoods. Like it really is just whatever you can find on VR chat, and there is a lot to pick from on VR chat. Like you could even do stuff in the back rooms if you wanted to. There's a bunch of backrooms maps here in VR chat. Like a lot. Actually, I could bring you to one in particular that we've been using for. It's Backroom / Pandemonium. Because it started off with backrooms, and then it grew into something more with the RP we do. So I could show you that map too. I'm just loading into it real quick. But yeah, no, the sky's the limit when it comes to what kind of settings you're looking for when it comes to RP. And that's even the thing with at least a Fractured Realm is the way the lore is set up with our RP, there is no limit. Because the whole point of the Fractured Realm is it's a bunch of pieces of different realms that are just kind of mushed together into one. So you
can literally just do whatever you want.
Yeah, like you could have a cyberpunk city in one shard, and in another shard, like right next door, is a medieval town, and so on and so forth. Also, welcome to Ritual. This place is great.
Oh, this does look pretty fun.
Yeah. But yeah, like there's really the limit is just what you can or can't find in VR chat, and there's a lot to pick from, like a lot.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, more on the focus of you yourself, like what led you to want to start doing like streaming it and doing it on YouTube? Because that's how I found you.
Yeah, I will say. Okay, so I will say first because this is gonna be a bit of an answer. I did start off on Twitch because I had been streaming on Twitch. Like I've been streaming on Twitch for a while. I'd been streaming games, video games and stuff. But never RP. It wasn't until I started doing the story stuff, like when I started doing story elements in RP on VR chat, that I was like, man, I kind of want to stream this. But I will admit I was a bit hesitant just because of, like I was worried that viewers might not like it, or admittedly also some personal stuff. Like personal reasons why I was hesitant, but my friends pushed me, it's like, hey, you should give it a shot, see how it goes. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I will do that. And I've just been going ever since. I've really enjoyed streaming on Twitch, my experience in roleplay. Also, hi Jojo, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's having a good day. But the reason why I started streaming on YouTube is a different story, because I don't know if you know, like, do you watch anything on Twitch, or do you normally stick with YouTube?
I normally don't use Twitch. The only time I ever use Twitch is because I'm a big Warframe fan, and I like to go over there to watch the dev streams. And that's about it.
Okay. So I will say Twitch had implemented a new system, because the reason why I liked streaming on Twitch is because I could save my VODs, so I could save my streams and then have that story out there, you know? But recently, like this year, Twitch had set up a storage limit with those VODs out of nowhere, and basically gave us like a month to basically clear up all that space, or they were gonna start deleting VODs at random. And I had like 1,500 hours worth of content, and they wanted me to reduce that to 100 hours.
Jesus.
In a month. Yeah. So that's when I was like, okay, what can I do? And I was like, you know what? I think it's time. And I had thought of doing it for like a little before, for a while. But I was like, I think it's finally time to start bringing this to YouTube. So that's what I've been doing. And for those who have been watching my stuff on YouTube, I apologize for the disorganization. I am pumping like 5 years worth of VODs I have in my computer into my YouTube channel, which is going to take a lot of organization, a lot of time. But that is the goal. I'm going to try to have all my VODs uploaded on there as soon as I can, and then I got to organize it, and that is where I'm going to start having my VODs be from this point forward. I had been wanting to kind of like have the VODs on YouTube anyway. I guess Twitch just gave me that incentive. So, yeah, here we are.
Well, it sounds like you did the best you could with what you had. I mean, that does suck. I mean, I know Twitch has been facing some problems for a while now, and I didn't know about the whole storage things. That does suck. Yeah,
admittedly, it does suck, but it's all right. Because I got YouTube, so.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's pretty an interesting way of keeping them around, because like I like to sometimes save the stories that are like I just save like the chat, the chat box when there's a scene that I'm a part of that I really enjoyed, and I like going back and like just rereading through them and like remembering all the other players and the characters. Maybe, but I'm also a bit of a romantic in that sense.
Yeah. I mean, I love being able to save, like, the VODs and my progress into story. Like, I love being able to look back and, you know, to be able to watch those videos. Because as cringy as some of them can be, especially the older videos, like, there's still good memories that I had, you know, that I don't want to lose.
Oh yeah, I love it all, cringiness included.
Exactly.
I get to be a part of it because I saw. Oh yeah, hold on, really quick. I don't know if they're gonna hear this, but shout out to your friends who are twerking.
Oh God! What? No!
That made me laugh so much. I turned in and I saw that happening. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, and then like I told them that you were watching, like, because I told them that I was going to be doing a podcast today. I'm like, hey, guys, remember how I told you I'm doing a podcast with this dude on this day? He's watching right now as you were twerking, and then they proceeded to twerk even more.
I saw that. I was there for that bit.
I was like, you're assholes.
That is pretty fun. So a shout out to those guys, because they made me giggle quite for quite a while.
Hell yeah. Also, Cryo, I also remember the moments at Cafe Los Skittles. That was great. But yeah.
So are there like, are you, I know that VR chat, like one of the things that makes it really nice is one of its pros is that you can do it from the safety of your own home. But like, does this ever make you now want to like get up, dress up, go cosplay, or go LARP?
Admittedly, no.
Damn, take that, LARPers.
Like, it's nothing against LARPers. It's not that I wouldn't be comfortable. I think I could do it. I guess it's more just of a matter of, I just prefer VR because I can do a lot more in VR versus with LARPing. Like, this is I think the best it will be for me personally. Because I could be all kinds of characters. I can like do all kinds of things that I probably wouldn't be able to do in a LARPing scenario, and I'm not limited to like the specific setting that, you know, is set up for that. Like, I mean, I could be a guy. I could be a guy in VR. Yeah, I have multiple male characters now. So yeah, I think it's more comfortable and it's more freedom.
Can I hear one of your male voices?
Well, to do that, I gotta be into the male character, so since I am not opening my voice mod, you're getting Jinzo. Let me pull up my bird for a sec.
Oh, you guys get voice mods too. That's right.
We do have voice mods, so that is also something that could help. But why, hello there, Jinzo at your service. I'm a wonderful bard. But yes, this is what I do for male voices.
That's fun. Let me ask you, is there like a setting preference? Like, is there a preferred setting that you enjoy?
Let's see. I mean, I think I'm always going to have a preference for the fantasy sort of setting, you know? However...
I'm a big fan of high fantasy.
Oh, yeah. However, and this is a more recent thing, so we recently did introduce a cyberpunk city as a setting, and we have been having a lot of fun with that particular setting as well. And plus, look at my boy. Look at my lava lamp boy. I love him.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
What is that?
Yes, it is. It's a lava lamp.
Oh, goodness. That's pretty cool. So you can just do whatever you want. Wow, that is pretty fascinating. I don't think I've seen a type of... Because, like, in... for tabletop role-playing, you have to go get the rules and the system for that thing. But with VR, you can just do it. Oh my goodness. It looks complicated. It looks super complicated.
And yes, I did make this model as well. We just have a lot of fun, like, with making these models. I'll tell you what. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun doing stuff in VR. Oh, did my stuff freeze? Hello?
I see only a for my viewers, there seems to be some, or my listeners, there seems to be some technical difficulties.
Uh-oh, what the heck? What's going on here? Give me a second. Man, I love that the day that I'm doing this, there just seems to be a bunch of issues. Hold on. It looks like it's working. Okay. It's just frozen on my end, I guess?
I can't see anything. I can see your character by a door. I think I see OBS and Twitch ? And a black screen.
What's going on?
Does stuff like this happen a lot?
I mean, it happens sometimes, not all the time. Today, I guess, is just one of those days. It's being a little bit of a biatch. Here,
does your model ever glitch out like super bad?
Oh, it has. Absolutely. There you go. How about now? Can you see me okay?
Yep, I can see you.
Okay, cool. It looks like my streams work, like, at least viewers can see it. It's just on my end specifically, it looks frozen, but...
Yeah.
As long as the viewers can see it, then that's what matters.
So is there like, well, you already answered that question. Like, you're very content on staying in VR. Like you enjoy VR, you like VR. Do you ever get tired of it?
I mean, I'll be honest, I've definitely had times of burnout and stuff. Like, just because, like, when it comes to our group of friends, we can really get into, you know, RP and stuff. And we, again, it's a campaign, a story that's been going on for 5 years, and we've been adding more and more as we go. So there have been times where I've had burnout, but, like, I have learned at least to, like, communicate about that sort of thing. And although it doesn't happen often, whenever there is, like, I do have burnout, like, I'll be sure to bring it up, whenever that happens. But it doesn't really happen often. And if anything, like, the times I've had burnout, it wouldn't even be so much because of the RP. More so just because I would also have my own personal things going on in real life,
Yeah.
That would kind of also just make it kind of exhausting, which I've talked to my friends about before at this point.
Yeah, that's something like a lot of us role players kind of sort of don't talk about enough is like how to handle burnout and etc. Because like burnout and like people are like, you don't mix don't mix in character and out of character, stuff like that. But like sometimes it's super hard to keep yourself separated from your character. And that's because, things are tiring and you're not able to put in as much effort as normal.
Yeah.
And a lot of people look at that as like a super duper bad thing, but I don't think it needs to be a bad thing. I just think it just needs to be a thing for people to be able to like, hey, are you doing all right?
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing that we have talked about before, where it's like when it comes to RP, I don't think people communicate enough about like when they either just need some time to chill or they need a break or when they feel like they're burnt out, or if there's issues that they might be having, like of any kind. Like there's communication, I think, is one of the biggest issues that the RP community as a whole has, because not a lot of people want to, like, a lot of people don't want to like risk causing drama, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or issues. But because of that, they feel like they can't speak up because then they feel like they're being a problem.
Right. Yeah. And it is difficult. I definitely can see that viewpoint because I've been there a couple of times myself.
Oh yeah, I think we've all been there, but that's why at least like when it comes to our friend group, we try to communicate as best we can. I'm not gonna say it's always perfect. I mean, like nothing's ever gonna be perfect, and sometimes there's just gonna be issues no matter what. But we definitely do try our best to communicate more about when there's issues or when we just need a moment to breathe or whatever the topic may be.
Yeah, and I'm as we're talking about this, I'm thinking about it, and like in MMO role playing, there's a possibility that you would never ever talk out of character with the other player, right? You could just introduce yourselves at the bar in character and then walk away, never knowing anything about the player themselves. But in VR chat role playing, it seems like you're almost forced to interact with people out of character. Is that right?
I mean, I think it really depends, because like at least with my experience, right? If you need to talk to someone out of character, about any situation, if it's something that's quick and short, like maybe just for a quick joke or describing an action, I mean that's fine. That sort of thing's gonna just happen sometimes. But if there's an issue and you need to talk to someone about this issue, right? And you don't want it to interrupt other people that are also role playing, but they're not involved with whatever is going on. Usually, either you would go invisible and then you talk in a private call with the other person, or some social maps will have a spawn box, which is where you would first spawn in the map, but it's also a place where you can talk with people out of character. So without interrupting other role players that are in character.
Oh, okay. So like, there's an out of character area that's like where you spawn in at, and then everything beyond that point is in character. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
That usually happens with more like either social maps or maps that were specifically built for RP. If you're in a world though where that's not the case, like obviously it wasn't built for RP purposes, that's when you would either find a more secluded spot where no one else is to discuss, or you just go invisible and then you talk with them in a call if you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, because like at least me and my friends, we all have an avatar we could change into if we need to go invisible.
Okay.
The DM model, if you will. and we could
All
just have that way we're not just like, standing out in the middle of nowhere or having our characters hunched over if we take off the VR headset.
Yeah. VR chat is sounding more like a almost tabletop-ish setup, except like not really. It's so interesting. Like it really is fascinating to me because like you're there with people, but not quite there. Like you're not so separated where it feels like it's a computer. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think I do. And that's the thing, because when it comes to VR chat, like VR chat obviously was not made for roleplay purposes.
Right. Yeah.
It is first and foremost just a social platform for you to interact with all kinds of people, but that's why there's all kinds of maps that, you can go to in this game. Like, for example, if you're not doing roleplay and you can just go to simple hangout maps. You can go do karaoke. I've done drunk karaoke before. It's great. There's all kinds of spooky maps that you can do, especially for Halloween. There's just all kinds of stuff you can do in VR chat.
Mm-hmm. Man. And so is there also like, I'm assuming most people set up their own sort of settings, right? Like they find what their genre is and they go there, and then that's how they start getting into it. But is there like established IP roleplay in VR chat?
Yeah, there is. There's definitely a few, and it's even reaches a point where there's going to be certain times where you can do like sponsor, yourself or what you do, depending on what it is that you do, right? And I have seen sponsors or just like sort of like, I don't know if I want to say like something like bulletin boards or some shit like that, but VR-esque advertisements, however you want to call it. There have been stuff like that for big role plays as well, although I personally don't partake in those myself, so I am not too familiar, at least when it comes to the really, really big role plays that take place. I've tried a few of them. Wasn't for me.
No, what are they like, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, first things first, it's a lot more people than, what I usually RP with. So say, for example, in a Fractured Realm, there's 10 is just an estimate without me actually counting in my head. There's about 10 of us that role play together normally, but in socials it can go up to 30, 40 people in a single instance. Also, where's
Jesus.
My music? Hello?
30 to 40 people. I think I might go insane.
Yeah, there can be a lot of people. But that's the thing, that's why the maps are really big. Because usually when it comes to that sort of thing, the map is big enough to, kind of make up for the large amount of people.
So everybody's kind of going off into their own little. It's a large group of small groups.
Yeah, technically, yeah, yeah. Because some of these maps are entire cities, or an entire say a giant academy with all kinds of areas that you can explore and shit. That's what it usually would be for the bigger RP role plays where they have big areas because they know they're gonna have a lot of people partaking in there. So there is that. There's also socials as well, which again, socials, similar situation. When it comes to socials, it's you could basically technically do whatever you want, because then you're entering a place where you're interacting with all kinds of characters with different lore and different ways of how their character works in terms of magic, abilities, so on and so forth.
Okay, so that's that literally is just a hot pot of all different characters from all sorts of genres.
Yes, that is when you basically enter what we call the metaverse. Basically, because the metaverse is basically where that hot pot is. All kinds of people can interact from all kinds of different role plays and stuff. So those are usually referred to as socials. It's so basically just a place where you can hang out with other people and stuff. If we're talking about big role plays that do more story driven stuff, that's where it gets a bit different, Because then it's not like, oh, just anyone can join in. Like, you have to sign up for it, you know, like submit character sheets, get approved and all that jazz. And then you get to bring in a new character into this world that clearly has a story going on. So it's not just a social hangout. You're here to tell a story, you know? And of course, you gotta abide by how their world works, about like how their rules, all that, you know, that sort of thing. It can still be a lot of fun, though. It's just, socials can be fun. The ones that are not socials can also be fun, but I've just also seen issues, like the ones I've been in the past, have usually never finished. They usually get canceled, actually, before it can proceed. Although I have been in one that has finished, and there is another one that is still ongoing that I just, you know, stepped away from for multiple reasons.
Well, have you set up your own worlds and stuff like that? Like, is this all yours, or did other people do this?
If we're talking about world, I have not made a world personally myself. I wish. I one day I want to learn how to do it. I haven't done it. But if we're referring to like specifically RP maps, like, you know, for the big RP, some of them do make commissions so that they make their own maps. Yes. Like I know, for example, Arcala City is a social, and the map used for that is made, to my knowledge, by the creator of, like, the owner of Arcala City, which is Suddenly Sora. So he does have his own custom map made because he knows how to make maps.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's so awesome because, like, you can make. Oh man, I really am a little jealous. You can make literally, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I have to be doing voices, right? Like, I would be head, hook, and like I would be into this, but because of my anxiety with my voice, it's just so, it's scary is what it is, and I'm a scaredy cat.
Wait, Arcala's gone? What do you mean, Cryo? What happened? Wow, that's crazy. Also, sorry, Cryo was messaging in my chat, and they mentioned Arcala is apparently gone, which I didn't know about. That's news to me. That's crazy. And then they also mentioned Rosewood, which Rosewood is the one that I used to be a part of. They're still ongoing, but I separated from them again due to multiple reasons. So
I get you.
Yeah.
And those are like, I guess this would be considered like guilds or something like that.
It depends on what they're doing. Like Rosewood is an academy RP.
Mm-hmm.
Although apparently that academy is destroyed now, so I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like it's part of their story.
Okay.
But there are some that do have more of a guild aesthetic. There is one. I'm blanking on the name, but I know there was one that was made based off a guild. I will say one RP I did partake in that I did finish, and I'm waiting for the next season, is actually like based off of Danganronpa, if you know what that is.
No idea.
Danganronpa is an actual video game that exists, and it was even adapted into an anime. But basically, it's a murder mystery kind of thing. A detective kind of game where you have to survive through a killing game by finding the killer and then going through trials, you know. It's a fun time, and there was an RP made around that, and that was fun. Doing a killing game.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Honestly, like I know I keep saying it, but I am super jealous. It looks like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I mean, like, for those who, you know, feel nervous or, you know, like nervous about trying it out or whatnot for whatever reason, like say for example, you're nervous with your voice, right? I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, if you really want to try it out, I usually recommend trying to find a friend or, you know, someone who you might feel comfortable at least trying it out, like starting with just a small group of people or even just one person. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of role playing with them and then seeing how you feel about it and go from there. Because like it's one of those things where the only way to really adjust, you know, is to jump into it and do it. But you don't have to like dive straight into a social like I did. You know, you can start off small if that helps out more, like starting with just 1 or 2 people. So say for example, if you ever want to, you and I could partake in a role play on here if you want. You would just have to make a VR chat account, because I know you'd probably be on desktop.
Oh, probably so. I will. You know what? If and when I get over my anxiety, I will absolutely take you up on that offer.
Absolutely.
Because, man, I'm sad I didn't get to ask this earlier, because normally what I do is nearing the end, because unfortunately we are coming to an end. I ask my guests like if they have any advice for any role players out there, but you just gave me perfect advice. Now I don't know what to ask you. You got? Do you happen to have one more piece of nugget out there for anybody who's looking to get into role play?
Well, I mean, in the end of the day, just have fun. Like, of course, depending on what kind of role play you're getting into and whatnot, just have fun with creating your character and go out there, have fun, have a good time. Like, that's what I did. Like, this was, like, again, this is my very first character. She started off looking very different from how she does now. Obviously, she's gotten a lot of updates since then. And she started off, like, super silly, kind of, like, very dumb kind of character, you know? Mm-hmm. And like even stuff like say with backstory, you didn't even have to think of the backstory right away. That's something that you could think of later, because that's what I did with this character. She is someone that I just wanted to do the sillies, have fun, you know. And then as time went and started doing more story, that's when I started diving into her like her backstory and whatnot. And I even got to do an entire arc based off of it. So that was a lot of fun. So yes, I've even done a little bit of DMing for roleplay as well. Although I'm not the main DM, but I have done some DMing. But yeah, just you know, dive in and have fun. Just get into it. Yeah. Yeah,
get into it, have fun, pick up on the skills for everything else later.
Yep. Listen, all the like the skills and everything, all that, it will come. It will come with it as you go for it. And
well, thank you.
You'll have people to help you, of course, along the way.
Heck yeah. And that's what, as with any roleplay is a community effort for the most part, unless you're doing it solo, which is absolutely fine and valid. Well, I appreciate you. I really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Oh, and thank you for having me on your stream. This was so nice. Thank you, everybody.
Hell yeah. Hey, y'all, if you want to check out the Core's RolePlayer Guild, check out their YouTube channel. I'll post the link. Give me a second.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. You know, I think I'll probably post it once my computer stops dying, because it looks like it's dying.
Oh my goodness. Yep, and let me come over here to Craigbot and tell him to stop recording. There we go.
I will say, because I will say,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was gonna say, if you do still have questions you want to ask, I know that you know you're not recording right now, but if you still want to, I'm willing to do so while I'm streaming.
Yeah, and I was going to also offer you. So I am me and some audio role-playing podcasters are going to start doing some like gameplay content, and if I can start getting that into if I can get that sort of nestled into like all the other busy stuff that I'm doing, I'd be more than happy to do some more content with you. More than happy to.
Hell yeah. Of course, you'll just have to let me know what days, because there are like Fridays and Saturdays are actually Fridays through Sundays are going to be a no-go for me, because that's usually when I do RP, and then Sundays we have meetings for our for the RP.
Oh, don't worry. The best thing about I'm sorry. I just said the best thing. The worst thing about trying to do content, it's always the scheduling.
Oh, I know. I know.
But let me figure out the things with going on with this other stuff first, and I'll get back to you on that. That's going to be way down the road if it does happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, I mean, even if we just put roleplay aside, if you ever just want to like do some spooky maps and stuff in VR chat, I got you.
Oh yeah, I really will take you up on that offer. I tried to be very honest on my show, and man, the idea of me speaking aloud to a bunch of other people with a voice terrifies me for some reason. I have no idea why.
Well, to be fair, you could literally just start with just doing your regular voice as your character.
I suppose I could do that. I'm gonna start.
A lot of people do that. Like just first, like they just kind of do, their own voice. You don't have to dive in immediately doing some kind of voice like what I did, because I dove in doing a voice like this. This was my first voice ever, and it was awful.
Oh my goodness.
And then she got its second personality that sounded like this, and this was also fucking cringy as shit. Luckily, this character has mellowed down. Now she uses my regular voice, which, thank God.
Whew, what an evolution.
I know.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I tell you what, see, because what I'm doing is I'm forcing myself to kind of go out into the community and to be more a part of like other shows. So like I was just on, I'm about to go on to an improv show, and then I got 3 one-shots for other audio podcasts I'm gonna do. So I'm going to have to like get over my fear of talking pretty quick, and I'm forcing myself to do it. So once I get the time and I kind of get to that point, I will be more than happy to come and check this stuff out, because like VR, like I feel like VR roleplay offers so many benefits to so many people, and I really do want to experience it.
Yeah. Oh, screen went green for a moment. It was part of the map, so it's okay.
Anyways,
it's a lot of fun now.
Yeah, I won't keep you too much longer. I do gotta go get some other things done. But it was really just a genuine joy to sit down and talk with you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh yeah, it's no problem. It was a fun time.
I have one question, 2 questions for you.
What's up?
First off, do you happen to have a promo for your content at all?
A promo? I don't believe so.
Well, if you for some reason want to put like together an audio promo, I will be more than happy to put it at the front of the show, because like if people have a content like a podcast or something like that and they have a promo for it, I would normally like to play it like right before we get into the conversation with the guest, because I want people to kind of understand where they're coming from. But if you don't have it or you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
I can definitely keep it in mind, like see if because I've just never thought about doing it before.
That's fine. And the second thing is would you mind if I used a bit of your streaming footage?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, because this will be the first time I've ever talked to someone while they had like their camera going, at least on my show.
Here, if that's the case, we should also get you some pictures, at least of the places I've been to. So
Thank you so much. I'll try to figure something out. Mine will probably come out in audio, but I'll try to see if I can put some sort of video together of it.
Yeah.
And send it to you.
Yeah. Just let me know. And like I said, I could just take some pictures, so if there's any particular pictures you want, give me a heads up and I can try to get that for you as soon as possible.
Yes. All right. Thank you again so much. I really super duper appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for inviting me. It was a lot of fun. First
I'll talk to you in
podcast
Discord.
ever.
It's really is. A lot of people think that it's gonna be like a straight on interview, but it really is just like me wanting to talk to people. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I do have one more question for you.
Oh, go for it.
If you think any of your friends, your other role-playing friends, would like to come on, would you mind sending them my way or sending me their way?
Sure. Yeah, I'll see if any of them are interested. I'll send them your way.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, ma'am. Take care now.
You too. Have a good day. Let me just... Oh, gosh. There we go. Also, music? Help. Why does it keep doing that? I literally set it to loop. And it just keeps, fucking me up. All right. So yeah, that was fun. Got to do a little podcast. Here, let me go ahead. I'm gonna take a little sit down. Because my controller didn't charge the entire time, so I had to fucking, I had to keep it on the charger the entire time. It's like, of all the days for you to do this to me. Of course. But, I didn't even get to read much of Chad, which I'm sorry. I just didn't want to interrupt him too much either, you know? So let me scroll through this real quick. Sweet mother of VR chat. Ah, yes, the good old days of Cafe Les Skittles. Let's see. I'm like kind of skimming through this real quick. That is also true. I didn't even get to bring that up because I don't use particles usually. Yeah, that's actually also true. I didn't even think about that. Of course, be careful with public worlds. Yeah, for Azure Wings, it's roughly 20 to 25 people. Let's see. Yep, sorry I was done with RP, and well, there wasn't enough people showing up to the RP, so I've... Oh, shit. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Holy shit. That's wild, because I remember our Akali used to be big. Silver Keep, huh? Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. But yeah, RP is a lot of fun and could be very funny. That's crazy. Yeah. Hope, let's see, I'm trying to think if there's really much else to do, but I do also have food sitting, waiting for me, and, my controller is being a little bit of a bitch. But yeah, that was fun. Hopefully maybe we could do something again, and I could also, like, introduce him a bit to RP. So yeah, I'll just have to keep an eye out, see if he messages me or not. But that's fun. I never got to do a podcast before. Like, that's the thing, that was technically the second podcast that I've been invited to. The issue is just, the first person, she has been busy and hasn't really been able to talk to me, like, or at least be able to do it with me. She's just been busy with IRL stuff, because it's also a coworker of mine, from work. She does podcasts. I don't know if that one will be as RP centric, though. I think that one's going to be more focused on my streaming in general and, you know, the whole thing with VR, but I don't think it's going to be focused on roleplay specifically. Because for the core RolePlayers Guild, obviously, is specifically centered around roleplay. And as you heard him from before, he's never talked to someone who's done roleplay in VR chat before. I'm hoping I didn't... I think it sounded a bit repetitive sometimes, but that's just because shit kept breaking. And then I would keep, like, thinking back to, okay, wait, where did I leave off at? So, it's like, of all the days for my computer to fucking shit itself, it had to be today. You know what, if that's the case, I should actually probably end stream here. And that way, because I think I need to restart my computer. Because whenever that shit starts happening, that usually means I gotta restart. So I'm probably gonna do that, which means I'm gonna end stream. But I will be streaming more today. Like, I plan on doing more Final Fantasy, as well as playing some... I was gonna do Call to the Lamb with Naoma, but apparently he wants to do Valheim. So that's going to be interesting, because I don't know anything about that game, but apparently it's something he's getting into, or he's wanted to get into. And I think a coworker of his also spoke with him about it, so I might stream that as well. Who knows though? Because I am also debating about maybe playing Call to the Lamb before Nazca reaches out to me. I'm not sure. Either way, it sounds like there's gonna be a lot of streaming for me to do today. So yeah, I at least want to check out this crab rave though, because I never got to check it out before. Also, I'm sorry if you hear any weird noises. Back of my mouth is itchy, like my tongue. Weird. Plus, we need to hang out more. Yeah, and it's been a bit. Like, it's hard, but it has been a while. Yeah, I think what I might do is I might at some point just kind of host an open RP thing. At least for those who want to partake in it. Maybe I'll have to look into it because I don't know when I would be able to do that because there is a lot of stuff planned in the next couple of months for Fractured Realm stuff. So I'll just have to see how things go once that dies down. But yeah. Also, man, Juno wasn't kidding. There really is a crab raven here. What's the audio here? This is cool. Kind of funny because I just think of that actual crab rave meme. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this stream. Stay tuned for some more today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye. Crab rave. Let me just